Hey everybody, I guess welcome back to the weekly show as opposed to the daily show that I used to have. But as I go down university, the semester gets a little heavy, and so I do what I can just to get some videos up. Now, I just want to discuss a few things because there's not much to talk about, at least not a lot of things that I care to talk about. Even though the NBA hasn't had too many stories of other than just injuries, this player is gonna uh, leave the team for quite some time to recover from something or some rather. I just wanted to say a few things, and starting with number one, the Clippers, four starters outside of the lineup, and they beat the Miami Heat anyway. It's crazy because I didn't like I understood the Clippers had some depth. Uh, I guess it's up to debate whether or not the bench has diminished this season as opposed to last season. You can make arguments for either side, but I actually didn't expect them to be able to beat Miami. I expected them to be a good fight against Miami, but here we are talking about the Clippers beating Miami by just around 10 points, 8 points, um, which is a big deal because you'd like to rely on your bench to do some scoring, and Terrence Mann, Zoo, Lou Williams, and Marcus Morris Sr. all doing their part of the work. Uh, it was no small feat. All the guys did a little something, and I think that's something that we should all look at once the starters are back. Hopefully soon, rather than later. Um, Also wanted to touch a bit on Andre Drummond and Blake Griffin, both being former teammates with Detroit, now not even playing for their teams because both teams are looking to trade each player. Kind of sucks being a grown Clipper fan from watching Blake Griffin dominate, and now all of a sudden he's over here, just not being all-star status. I guess he could be one somewhere else, but Detroit's just not been the answer for him. I highly doubt he ever wanted to be there, but here we are, and just thinking about where his career is gonna go. It's hard to tell if he ever wants to be a option C in any team because obviously he's worked on his game enough to be the first man to go to. What is he, 31 now? Obviously, the athleticism is gone. He didn't invest too much in his body before, so he's definitely taking a hit, even though his 3-point percentage is way better as opposed to when he was with the Clippers, just being an inside scorer. Now he's shooting threes, uh, especially off the dribble sometimes. It's been his worst. So has his, I think, field goal percentage. And, you hate to see it. You hate to see it. Hopefully he finds a team that will use him well, and that's at least a contender. I wouldn't want him to be with the Lakers. Apparently, some people want to talk about AD missing out a few games, so they want to replace his position with Blake Griffin. I don't think it's gonna happen, but it's the NBA. They'll do anything to put themselves in a position to be where they want to be. In the Lakers' case, get as many good players as possible, pay them whatever they want, so they could, win the championship as they do. Uh, Andre Drummond, same thing. Obviously with Cleveland, he's been solid. Early MVP runner for like 3 games. Uh, it was definitely a little story of satire. Crazy how no one really talks about him anymore, even though he could still do numbers. Of course, his style of play isn't how you would want it to be nowadays. Given that the big men should be able to space the floor rather than congest it, you could still use a player like Andre Drummond, I would think. Um, Obviously, doesn't defend like some sort of defensive anchor like KG ever was or DeAndre Jordan, but he could still be a big body and get some rebounds for a team that misses a lot of buckets, albeit Golden State, albeit are the Lakers still good at shooting from the outside? I don't even remember anymore. But it's these little things you gotta look at when you're trying to find some new players to get onto your team. Um, there's really not much to add, really. Uh, at least nothing I'd care to say. The All Star game, it's obviously the whole All Star event is being condensed into one day, which is you would expect it in times like these. It's crazy how they're doing the dunk contest at halftime. That's gonna be a little weird. I would assume the only audience is gonna be the All Stars. So also because all things are in one day, I don't think too many players that are in the All Star game are gonna be participants in the challenges. I'll be a 3-point rising star. Skills, I'm sorry, no, I know there's no rising stars challenges here, and also the dunk contest. I wouldn't see it happening, so I wouldn't expect it. That's all I got to say, really. There's nothing much to it today. NBA news is kind of slow. I'm sort of just waiting for playoffs, really. I got sick of all these just one games and then just like you know how it goes. There's nothing happening as of yet. So thank you all for watching. Appreciate the views. Like, share, subscribe. Tell me what you guys think. Am I wrong? Am I right? Tell me what's up. I'll see you in the next one.